everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Elva.
And I'm Carlos.
And this is a show where we cover movies on that growing list of films that has people asking us the question,
You haven't seen that?
Intermission edition. It's a jam-packed episode. We brought back our typical formula because everyone's back on the couch again. Welcome back, Elva.
Uh-huh.
We got three movies. We got Pillion, The Bride, and Hoppers. Really running the gamut of movies. Jesus Christ.
Drastically different from each other.
We got news. We have Carlos's either or segment. We have our trivia is back again. It's been a couple of weeks since we actually played that. So I'm glad that we have that back.
It's because I wasn't here.
I once again get ahead of myself. If you are new here or you haven't done so already, follow us on social media at
YHST Pod
on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. And if you love what we do, support us on Venmo at
YHST Pod.
We thank you in advance with all of our hearts and all of our souls. How's everybody been? How have you been, darling, after not being on the pod?
Well, you know, I had a great time.
Oh, that's time.
Not being on the pod.
Did you?
No. Well, you know what? I do have a comment. I have a,
no.
Oh, no.
I do have a comment. Carlos,
Yeah?
when you try to do my just don't.
Wow. That's like the best feedback I've gotten at my time being a co-host.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Hey, I tried. I was trying to invoke that you were with us in spirit, okay?
No, that's the fun of her not being there is we don't have to deal with
Yeah.
it. And then, to make her feel better, we add her in post. God. Anyways. All right, let's go ahead and inform people on what's going on and the latest in movies and entertainment news with our segment that I so uncreatively call YHST News. Filling your brain with shit you may need to know. Or
may
not.
No jinxing. Pixar is developing a third installment in the Monsters, Inc. franchise. It's not immediately clear who will direct or if Billy Crystal and John Goodman will reprise their roles.
Garfield animated series has been ordered by Paramount Plus with Lamorne Morris voicing our favorite orange cat.
I don't see Lamorne being like a Garfield type.
Bitch. Winston.
No, yeah, but Lamorne is like very, a go-get-em attitude.
He can do it.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying. Okay, anyways. Sony is moving forward with 28 Years Later 3, despite the Bone Temple's box office struggle. Is the struggle in the room with us?
I was just going to add to the Garfield thing. Hey, do you want Winston or do you want Chris Pratt? Authentic voice actor Chris Pratt.
We want Winston.
Oh, Pratt did voice.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So who would you prefer? Anyways, we're sidetracking here. Assemble Avengers Secret Wars is set to start filming in August 2026. We'll see how that goes.
Here we go. A Game of Thrones movie is in the works at Warner Brothers. Bo Willman, best known for House of Cards and Andor, has submitted a draft of the script. Why do we need a Game of Thrones movie?
Yeah, we didn't need that last season either.
They need to keep milking it, that's why.
Oh, God.
They need to finish the book. They need to finish that damn book first.
Anybody watching that recent series?
No.
Not yet.
Godzilla Minus Zero, do the math on that one, is officially getting an IMAX release on November 6, 2026, as the good Lord intended.
Nice. Can't wait. Director Jeff Fowler gives us a first look at Sonic 4 on set with Amy Rose's hammer. We shall expect to see our furry speedsters for March 2027.
Hell yeah.
HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be...
It's not three things. It's two things.
I know, I said it wrong. I was going to keep going, but you had to...
I couldn't. Go.
HBO Max and Paramount Plus will combine both their powers and do one big super streamer thing if and when Paramount takes over Warner Brothers.
Oh, man.
Speaking of which, Paramount is reportedly planning to keep James Gunn and Peter Safran as the CEOs of DC Studios after said acquisition. Please, dear God, can we have something nice?
Please, let's not restart the universe
No,
again.
I think I'm done. If that happens, I don't think I could be like, I'm excited to go see the thing. But anyways.
Michael B. Jordan teases a Fourth Wing TV show, promising that casting won't be obvious choices. Please give us a good Zayden. Or Xaden. I don't know how you say that name.
Zayden!
Yeah, Alva wrote this.
So I had it right the first time.
Damn, I should have had that one. Keanu Reeves started filming a new project with Tim Miller.
Hell yeah.
The movie mixes sharks, Mercenaries, and A Deadly Time Loop. Oh my!
Oh man, if Liam Neeson pops in there, Chef's Kiss.
You had me at Sharks.
And finally, Paramount is looking to revive its G.I. Joe franchise with Max Landis and Danny McBride each penning scripts. Projects are in early development, and further decisions will be made once the scripts are finished and submitted. We will see how that goes. And you've been informed.
Bum, 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 bum.
Pregnant pause. All right, Carlos, hit us with the either or.
All right, for our segment of either or, Oscars edition.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now,
I need a shorter, like, Oscars edition. I'll work it out. Or not, either or.
with Sinners gaining more momentum in this year's awards season, what do you think is more likely, that it could win Best Picture, or it won't win Best Picture, but win the most amount of awards? Or could that honor just go to one battle after another?
It has a record nominations, right?
Yes.
How many?
I think it was 16.
16?
Yeah.
So what was the question again?
So I think because of Millie Perez, now the people who are watching and making sure who wins the Oscar people, whatever it is, that is going to take a great big toll on who wins. And it could either be one battle after another, because not that many people like what would be a thriller, a zombie, not zombie, vampire kind of thing. But it could have its chance of winning and getting all the awards.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was, do you think Sinners is going to take it?
Yeah. Do you think it could win Best Picture or walk away with the most amount of wins?
In comparison to One Battle After Another, or all the other nominations?
One battle after another. Because
specifically with that one, I mean, this is all like my personal opinion, right? I think Sinners might take it. I left that theater feeling more emotional resonance or whatever compared to One Battle After Another. Loved both the films, but in completely different ways.
Oh, yeah.
To answer like one of your either ors 2 either ors ago, apples and oranges.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean, I hope Sinners. I mean, I actually haven't kept up to see what other Academy awards it's been winning. Has it been winning all of them?
It's been winning like a variety, like from like Best Actor, Best Director. I think like maybe one or two of them won like Best Picture.
But One Battle After Another's been taking it?
It's been winning like some stuff too, and other award shows. Because One Battle After Another is definitely kind of more like Oscar baity versus Sinners. Because genre films like Sinners, it's always kind of tough for them to like win awards because they're genre films.
Unless you're Millie Perez, and that one just takes it.
The funny part is this particular episode's going to come out the week of the Oscars.
Yeah.
And so next week's episode is when you'll hear like all of our picks and stuff like that. Because we'll be recording that right before the actual Oscars happen. So apologies, listeners, for a little bit of the delay. But I think we're going to be posting it, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. No, I think Sinners, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. For me, I'm rooting for...
how easy that is?
No, I agree with you. I love both movies. But I love Sinners more. I'm rooting for that one as the underdog. But I mean, just the fact that it gained the record for most nominations is like a little victory in itself.
To anybody's general knowledge, has there been any horror? Because it's a horror film.
It is.
Has there been any horror film to win Best Picture ever? I feel like The Exorcist.
I don't
possibly
know.
Anybody?
I don't think it won, but it's like there have been other categories it's won, like Best Original Screenplay. I think for Get Out.
Okay.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's right.
Well, that
one has won Best Actor, Best
Picture, the Big Five.
Okay, yeah.
That is 91 would be the last.
I wouldn't put that. I know we've covered Silence of the Lamb. I wouldn't put it up there as like a horror, more like a thriller, but still a dark fucking movie.
Well, you have Sinners as a horror action, so it has that potential to get the people who are watching these movies that are nominated to be like, well, it does say here action, so maybe we will push that one. We'll forget about the horror aspect of it and push it, but we'll see.
Yeah. I guess like tune in to the next episode when you get to see the actual final results. Actually, stay tuned. This is coming out after the Oscars, so stay tuned to our social media where you think you'll get that before the actual next week's episode.
Yeah.
There you go. I need to like record you something single like either or.
Either or.
And before we move on to delving into the movies, Pillion, the Bride, and Hoppers, we give our snack size spoiler-free reviews. So then you can go pause this episode, go see the movies, come back, and then we fully talk about and spoil all of that fun stuff. So starting off with Pillion. Geez, I'm a little lost of words for this movie entirely because I knew what I was going in to watch, right? I knew it was a gay love story, but also there's like BDSM. I mean, that's kind of like the enticing thing that made me want to go see this movie. Starring Alexander Skarsgård. It's an art house style film, per usual art house style stuff. They do a really good job, like this one does, in exploring some complicated themes. Skarsgård and Harry Melling are wonderful in this. There are scenes that can be shocking. It is a BDSM movie, so don't take your grandma to go see this film unless she's into that sort of thing. But it explores it in a way that almost makes you forget the BDSM side of it. It does address it, but it doesn't stigmatize it. The acting's fantastic. The story's wonderful. There's a message to behold. It's definitely there. It's not a coming out story. It's like a coming to oneself story. And I think in that sense, it's quite beautiful. You know, there's something to have learned from it. I think it's a really deep movie. Once you get past the chains and whips and stuff.
Oh, believe me, we're going to get into my perspective shortly.
So there you go.
The Bride.
Yeah.
Very stylized, Bonnie and Clyde inspired-esque story. Very interesting telling of the Frankenstein story. Not exactly, it's more like a continuation. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I thought, did a pretty good, decent job directing. I don't think I've seen any, I don't know if she's directed other movies, but I thought she did a solid job. Our two leads, Christian Bale and
Jessie Buckley,
I thought were really good. Going into this, I knew this was not going to be anything like a gothic horror story like what we saw last year with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Yeah. That this will be its own thing, which is totally cool. I'm always up for them telling monster stories in a different light. Definitely has like a lot of like that, I guess some essence of Me Too movement.
Yeah,
with
like woman empowerment.
Yeah, with this. Pretty good, solid cast. I overall liked it, but I could tell like maybe some people will be a little confused with this movie. Like maybe they might have mixed feelings, but I mean, I liked it. It's a very stylized story. If you want to see like a different retelling of a monster story, it's worth the watch.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that one. Which in the sequence of us actually breaking down the movies, that'll be the last one because I want to get into it more.
She did direct 2 movies. This is her second movie. The first one was The Lost Daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. And to Hoppers, who doesn't love some Disney Pixar movie, which was amazing. Animation was great. Comedy was great. It is not Avatar animated. Let me just get that out there. I think it brought back a certain aspect of what Disney's kind of been missing with their animated films lately. This one kind of just, here you go. Because it's the first time that I actually hear more adults in the theaters laughing.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the director. He's done We the Bears or
I want to get into that too.
So, and just having that, and also Disney's going back to its roots of having to make the audience aware of environmental things that are going on and providing you with a cute little story which go with it.
Oh, yeah.
And a lizard. I'm the lizard.
Love the lizard.
All right, so there it is. There's your spoiler-free bite-sized reviews. Go ahead and pause it there. Go watch those movies, which I do actually recommend. I think we all usually recommend all 3 movies. Yeah. There's some to take your kids to. There's some to not.
Definitely not.
And then come back and we'll dig into it a little more. All righty. So we'll start you off a little easy with Hoppers. Elva, hit me with the synopsis.
A 19-year-old animal lover uses technology that places her consciousness into a robotic beaver to uncover mysteries within the animal world beyond her imagination. Dun, dun, dun.
I liked it. I really liked it. It did everything that the Pixar Disney movies are supposed to do. Was Zootopia DreamWorks, right?
No, that was Disney.
Disney? Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you remember when we talked about Zootopia, I was like, that was really formulaic, and you could tell they were really trying to like go in there, and it was super obvious. This one wasn't as obvious, but if you like kind of sit and think about it, you go, okay, I got manipulated. I can see the obvious manipulation that's not as obvious as like something like Zootopia 2 was, which did allow me to enjoy 90% of the movie. I didn't really have like any major critiques or anything like that. There was the part where you fucking introduce a grandma in like the fucking intro, and I'm like, don't do it, and then they do it, but not like in such a heartbreaking way that like Moana did,
right?
But as they introduce a grandma, I'm like, don't set me up for this. I'm totally fine. They hit you with it.
They didn't even wait till halfway through the movie. Just like, here we go. We're just going to do it now.
I turn to Alva, I go, damn it. And a tear rolls down my face. So they do it successfully. They're really good at doing, all the things that you expect out of a Disney and Pixar movie. And so, meaning like there's nothing that's going to be so groundbreaking and completely new and completely original. It's fine. It's really good. But what I get a little bit upset at is, and I don't know what the box office is this on Hopper, somebody can look it up, but I think this has been pretty successful as compared to what, a box office quote unquote failure like Elio, which I really liked. And I thought the story was totally amazing. And I thought the animation was like some of the best I had ever seen. And I can feel after watching this, I can see where the studios are like, all right, don't go too original and reel it in on maybe like the animation budget, because the animation was very simple. And I was telling Alva about this on the drive back home, which was, if you compare like Elio, which did this really cool thing because they think they were the directors of Turning Red, right? Which is this combo of like anime, 2D, and CG. But yet, like when you have the close-ups on the characters' faces, there's like the peach fuzz on their cheeks and the fur and scale. And it was really impressive. But because no one wanted to go see it, like it didn't really fucking matter. Nobody really gave a shit about it. And so I can see that they reel it the hell in. And by having a director who, what's the animation called? Little Bear, Wee Bears?
Where'd it go? Sorry. Hold on.
I was like, the animation in this is so simple, but it works. But the design of the characters feel like as a
We
kid,
Bear Bears.
We Bear Bears. And if you've seen that cartoon, the animation style, as far as like 2D, converting it or whatever to CG, it's like that simple kind of like almost boxy design, even as far as like how the characters move and stuff like that. A little bit of Pixar, a little bit of Disney, and then a little bit of that guy's sort of vision, which totally worked in this whole thing. So like I really did enjoy it, but it doesn't. I mean, with Disney doing like pro nature stuff, they've done it a little more heavy handed before, like with
Wall-E.
Wall-E is Wall-E's a real deep one.
Oh yeah,
this one's pretty straightforward. Like, hey, don't be an asshole human being. Let's all work together.
Yeah,
But it's not super dramatic in that sense.
No, like I don't think Hoppers will go down as like one of like their most iconic movies, but I think Pixar needed like a good solid movie to try to get people back in for Pixar movies, because the last Pixar film I saw in theaters was Toy Story 4, and that was all the way back 2019, pre-pandemic. Have I seen other Pixar movies? Yes, but they were dropped on streaming, Turning Red and Soul, which those two movies were fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And I'm like, what the hell is Disney doing? Bob Chapek, that was his decision, CEO at the
Chopstick.
time.
We don't say his name correctly here.
But I'm like, dude, like Pixar, and I heard that Elio was really good. I didn't get it. I still have to see it in preparation for Oscar season. But I know that did not do well financially. So like Pixar just needed a good solid film, and this definitely was it. The pro-environmental messages, just kind of trying to see the good in everyone, like everyone's kind of flawed. I was not expecting the almost Game of Thrones like moments. We'll get into that in a bit, but yeah, like I really like the main character Mabel. She's just like very passionate about animals, but then also it's got a good sentimental message about like finding that peace and serenity, whether it's out in nature or just bonding with a loved one.
And if you think a little deeper on it, though, the sort of the dangers of kind of being very equal about everything. It's sort of like communism. I mean,
Socialism.
Well, both one and the same. And Marxism. So like they were a little bold on sort of pointing that out. Like, you can't really do that. It doesn't exactly work. We still need to have our own little factions here and there.
Yeah.
It kind of in a weird way reminded me of like the new age of like kind of how Pocahontas was like the one with animals.
Yeah.
But like also with nature and understood nature, and Mabel was in a weird way like that, because the grandma was in like the movie was like was she like a park ranger or
Yeah,
something?
I think, yeah, she's
So
supposed to be.
her grandma was kind of like, look, nature, and just enjoy it as how it is, even though we have like now made buildings and destroyed their land and stuff like that. But it's like, but we can enjoy it and take it in, just like how Isaac tells me, take in nature, look at it when we go on walks.
Touch grass.
And stuff. Yeah, there you go, touch grass.
Touch grass, smack ass.
But there is one thing that I did want to bring up in the Elio post-credit scene, the lizard. Do you remember when we stayed for that post-credit scene and it's just a lizard clicking and just saying, lizard, lizard? That was them basically teasing, we're going to do hoppers, which
Shit, yeah.
was amazing marketing because that meme was everywhere. And that is how it got me to go see this thing, even though I was going to see any Disney Pixar movie that's going to come out no matter what. But that made it more me to remind myself like, the lizard's here. I got to go see this movie. It made me not forget that this movie was coming out. And I thought that was brilliant.
I didn't know that there was that connection.
It got like 316 million views, maybe more.
That's funny. There, you know, the comedy in this movie, there are so many moments where I go, okay, that's pretty on the nose. Okay, that's kind of like generational. I get it. And then where I was kind of getting a little bored with it, then they would hit you with, like you said, the Game of Thrones level stuff.
Yeah.
Some pretty original jokes in there and shit that came out of left field where I was like, okay, all right, this movie goes up there as far as like funnier Pixar movies.
Which the director, Daniel Chong, he in an interview said, he goes, we make movies, but we're adults that are making these animated movies. So I'm happy to instill a little bit of adult humor that's not rude and kids can understand, but also try to bring that adult audience in, which is great.
I don't think there's, and they'll probably cite me on this one, but I don't think there's ever been like a Pixar movie that's like solely been for kids, like where parents also can enjoy a double entendre or just something that's a little more like higher level, or you know.
Well, rewatching all my childhood movies now, I'll be like, oh my god.
You know, my last comment about the movie is I just miss the days of when a voice actor who like did multiple voices and funny voices, you know, were part of the film. I mean, the cast is awesome, from like Meryl Streep to Kathy Najimy, John Hamm, or as Elva says,
Juan Hamon,
to Bobby Moynihan. Like, they're all pretty much just like standard actors, and
Dave
they happen.
Franco.
Dave Franco as Titus,
and they happen to be in the movie, you know. But and I get it nowadays, where it's like that is sort of, you get their fan base to pull you in to see the movie.
Yeah,
still good though. I mean, really fucking funny fucking parts. Heidi Klum was in this.
Apparently, Sam Richardson was in this too.
Yeah, he was the bird, the doctor. That one
yes.
I know that guy's voice from anywhere. But the one that was hilarious is Vanessa Bayer as Diane the shark.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, you're gonna feel some sharp pain followed by death.
A very polite hitman.
That's her characters. No matter how dark their storyline may be or bit parts, she always does it with that creepy. Like, as I'm looking at the IMDb, her face is just like that, like ear to ear grin with death in her eyes.
I remember.
Sharks are friends.
I remember watching her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, she always plays like unhinged characters.
Was Isaiah Whitlock Jr. the Bird King? R.I.P. He died this past December. He's the dude that always goes, she.
He was.
Yeah.
There you go.
Holy
See, we got
shit.
some good names here. All right.
I got nothing more to say
Yeah,
about
I
this.
got
Go see
nothing
it.
else. Yeah, go see it. It's really good.
Yeah, great family film. Go check it out.
Here.
Yeah. Family film. Okay, now let's talk about Pillion.
God, and
All right, now let's switch gears. All right, the kids out of the room. Let's talk about some chains and whips and dips and stuff.
Oh boy.
Q and Rihanna.
Geez, I remember like months ago seeing the trailer to this and being like, okay, first off, who isn't going to watch an Alexander Skarsgård being the absolute sexiest beast he can ever be? A BDSM, not my thing. No king shaming here, but you know, that means it's
Sign me up.
It's going to get hot and steamy. This movie is so fascinating. It didn't marginalize like the BDSM community. In fact, it made it it put it in like a normal lens so that you can actually focus on the story. Now, there are the parts where you kind of chuckle. It's got a little bit like that dark comedy, you know, and you want to like kind of hit those beats. But it made sure never to stray away from the actual like message of the story, which is like, you know, finding yourself and dealing with love and what is actually toxic and what others may seem as like a toxic lifestyle. Learning to set your own boundaries, even within something where you're like, well, I wouldn't be the person bottoming. So it was very fascinating and smart in the way that it sort of navigated that complicated theme. It blew me away, and not to mention like Skarsgård naturally was really good, and Harry Melling, who kind of has in the past played kind of hopeless characters. People will know him as Dudley in the Harry Potter series, is really good, and I feel like finally like makes a bit of a name for himself in this role. Solid fucking movie.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell my story about my impression.
Yes.
Walking into this movie. So
Can we preface this?
yeah.
So this is probably the first movie since having you, Carlos, on the pod where I intentionally was like, I think me and Albert are just going to go see this. It's going to be like a hypersexual movie. In case this kind of gets us worked up, then it'll just be me and Alva. But I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm going to send you to this movie alone. How alone were you in this? Like, was there anybody else?
So when
in the
I
theater?
first bought my ticket, I was the only one, but the day of, a good portion of the row I was in was booked and like a few other sections. But I noticed that they were all paired seatings. So a little context when you guys are like, go check out Pillion. Like if you want to, like we're going to cover it. So I never heard of it. And I just saw the poster of Skarsgård wearing like the motorcycle jacket. So I asked you guys straight out, is this like a racing movie? Is that what you guys are interested in? And you guys had like the cutest laugh, like,
were you genuinely asking that? Like, did you?
That was a legit question. And you guys, and I felt like that was like a dumb thing to ask because like I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't read the synopsis. I knew nothing.
In the first trailer I saw, he's like, go get yourself some items, get a butt plug, you're too tight.
I went into this completely blind. So I get there and I see couples sitting around. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is why Isaac and Elva wanted to watch this alone. It's a romance movie, I guess. So then this young couple,
Brokeback Mountain, eat your heart out.
So then this young couple sits
Brokeback Mountain, eat my ass out.
Where's your inhaler now, Carlos?
I don't need it. So then this young couple sits next to me. So after like the first risque scene, which there's like an alleyway BJ going on with our main characters, I just noticed in my peripherals, the couple kind of look at each other and then stare in my direction. And then they get up to sit in another pair of empty seats, another row away from me. And I was like, oh God, like, did they just think I was some weirdo watching this movie? I'm like, what did I get myself into? And this was like in the first, 10, 15 minutes of the movie.
Was, yeah.
So, yeah. And then I told myself, like, it's definitely not a movie about motorcycle racing. And then I text you guys like a few days later. So thanks guys for encouraging me to see this alone.
That's how stories are made.
I didn't even see the damn trailer, but I knew what it was about.
Oh my God, I have a headache now.
Talk about going into a movie blind. So anyways,
that's another kink, by the way.
But like my thoughts. Oh my God.
Good.
Yeah, it's definitely got, I guess, like a deeper meaning. Like, we meet Colin, who's just like this very socially awkward, meek, kind of a very, just socially awkward guy who's just trying to meet someone.
Pushover too.
Yeah, and his parents are like trying to be like, oh, what did you think of like the date you went on? Like they're at least like his parents are being supportive.
I love that this movie didn't like part of it wasn't like, and they have to deal with, there was no
homophobia.
Yeah, there's no having to deal with that.
Yeah. But then like, the mom especially starts to question, like the nature of his relationship with Ray. But yeah, and then at least just seeing him kind of like really grow where like he's a lot more confident and like how you put it earlier, he knows his boundaries because all he really wanted was even though it's a very unconventional relationship that they had, he just wanted to connect with someone to be close with, someone that he could express his love.
And also somebody that yes, Ray is the top, and so he's used to being in control. So there's a whole dynamic there as far as his character is concerned. But also, even in this sort of BDSM thing, that maybe there's some wiggle room where if you were to request it, that maybe your partner would say, yeah, let's try it out, as opposed to just flat out no. Which, that's it's a common theme in any kind of relationship. There's a middle ground, and even if that middle is more like, towards like the 90-10 way, as long as you can feel safe to ask, if you needed something, as opposed to always expect a no. And I love when Colin started to gain the confidence to ask these things, which was done in such like a funny and almost like realistic way.
And I think that once Colin started to have that confidence to ask for more, that's where Ray started to make more boundaries. And his last boundary, which was like the end, in a way, I was like, that's great. You put your boundary, but did you really have to move? But then again, that is your boundary.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the thing. Like, he just did not want to have that relationship with Colin to that extent. But yeah, for him to just totally ghost him at the end.
Well, it's not that he didn't want to have that
mystery man.
That relationship is that he didn't want a sub he wanted a new sub, someone who he can still like mold into it. And Colin was growing out of that mold.
Well, okay, so there was a part in the movie where this the biker gang. I don't like the word gang because
I think it's a club. Like
Club.
that's the term.
The kind of biker club, sort of swinger-esque, but they're all friends. They all have their tops and they have their respective bottoms. There's a sequence where a couple of the bottoms are talking with one another, including Colin.
They're subs.
What did I say?
Top, bottoms. We're doms and subs.
Is that bottom not a?
Oh, I think it's subs. Some
Bottoms is more of a like where you place yourself sexually when you're in the act. Dom and sub is like what you have to identify as in the BDS community.
I'm enlightened. So subs, where the subs are talking with one another, and Colin being new to this whole thing, figures like, oh, this is just everything that Dom says goes, and then the other fellow sub was like, oh yeah, no, I need to have this, that, and the other. And he's like, oh, you can request these things? Like, oh, then my guy's just an asshole. As beautiful as he is, he's really controlling. So that little exploration of that was fascinating.
Yeah, it really does delve into that culture, like just kind of seeing their dynamic. Because there's like a part of the movie where they go out on a camping trip and you just kind of see them palling around, just having fun. But then like moments where Colin gets jealous because Ray asks one of the other subs to play that game in the pond.
Chicken.
Oh, that's the part that made him jealous, not him getting a BJ from the other guy.
that was like after. I thought that was like after when they were assuming the position.
Yeah. All on the buffet table. Also, birthday's ideas.
That was him using the dom and basically teaching him a lesson.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you think like you're supposed to be my sub, which means I'm giving you the order to try to take the other person down. You cannot perform that order. That means now I'm going to have to teach you a lesson. And I know because you're still new to this, you still have some emotional integrity with this. This is your lesson. And that's why at the end, all that stuff happened.
Well, sticking with that sort of outing thing, I thought it was so clever and just so amazing the way that they give you this thing of the whole buffet table. I joke about it, but like they do the whole buffet table, and essentially the audience were like, whoa, what is this? Or we're introducing new aspects to this lifestyle that we know nothing of, and they do present it. They present it. It's purely sexual. Anytime the things are happening sexually, there's no emotion in it, which is sort of the idea that sex and emotion can be separate things, especially when you're living this sort of lifestyle. But how the fuck did they manage to do this? It was great. Went from sexual, it went from like shockingly sexual, and then there's the moment between Colin and Ray where it's emotional. Yeah. In this like sort of out of the norm scenario, I'm like, oh, it's a sweet moment as he's banging, next to the other guy getting eaten out. Like, how did this movie manage to do that? That was great.
Because it's playing with the power dynamic.
Yeah.
And it showed that even though at that moment, the Dom is basically like, okay, you learned your lesson. Now here's your reward for it. But it became a little bit more than that. And I think that's where it blurred the lines. I think that's where Colin kind of somehow, in a way, blurred lines. But the Dom always knew what the lines were.
No, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a clinic in like the writing and in acting. Something more emotionally romantic is like a light touch on the hand. Even though just a scene, very first interaction between them two is the alleyway BJ, and you would think, is that not romantic? But they made sure to separate those two things, and it was really good.
Yeah, I will give the movie credit where it doesn't put it doesn't put that community to shame or anything. Like, it wasn't afraid to like show, like early on, again, like in the first 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what more I could say.
No,
and then
because when you said the word show, I was like, and then they were about to show, and then they didn't show, and then finally later they showed, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy.
yeah, I think they had to warm us up to that.
a little foreplay, one would say.
I was like, warm up, just show me. Let's go.
Prince Albert, I'll tell you, made an appearance.
Oh my God. Okay, so I saw that.
Birthday ideas.
You are not down.
I'm not down. Are you kidding me? No.
I saw that, and because it was such like a glimpse.
Yeah.
I was like, that, no. Yeah. And like, I didn't know because it didn't linger. Like, it didn't just like slowly, show that whole scene, which was great because it didn't focus on things that didn't need to focus. But my mind's like, I'm just going to say he did. It's there.
Oh, no, I saw something shiny, and I saw what I saw, and you did too.
Okay, I mean, I got no other words to say about Pillion. Like I said before, it's not going to be for everybody. I do recommend it. But,
like, it just either like couples watch, or just if you feel okay watching it alone like I did, and being stared at and judged by other couples, by all means.
All right, let's move on to our last movie, which is The Bride! ! Written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, starring Christian Bale, Jessie Buckley, Annette Bening, Peter Sarsgaard, and Penelope Cruz. I loved this movie for the strengths, which there are some weaknesses in this film, and it frustrated me. But the strengths that it did have were so amazing that I wish somebody would go back and like re-edit it and just give me all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But the weaknesses weren't like super terrible stuff. It was just things that either didn't need to be there, or it was just like very weakly there, or just sort of splashed in there. And you're like, well, why'd you even throw it in there? Jessie Buckley, which we talked about her in Hamnet, which is a fantastic film. Carlos, you still need to see that. Now, her being partnered up against Christian Bale, like Christian Bale is Christian Bale. The dude's fantastic. And if you're not a top tier actor and that's your acting partner, then your flaws are going to be seen. Not that it was a fucking contest, but I think she was the better actor in this film. Not that he was bad. She is just amazing. So it's 1930 Chicago, and it's a sort of like, I kind of call it like the Else world, because some things are period accurate and other things weren't. And I don't give a shit what it was or what it wasn't. It's a fucking Frankenstein in 1930 Chicago. Like, come on, let's have some fun with it. And it did, whether it be the like dance sequences or just sort of like the stylized ways things were presented. It's so fucking fun. Frankenstein's creature, but we'll just call him Frank, is like 100+ years old. So, he did come from his original Mary Shelley period, that time period. And then Jessie Buckley's The Bride is from this era. So she gets those sort of fun mannerisms coupled up with her, being possessed by
the spirit of Mary Shelley.
Yeah, which is a little fifth wall breaking.
Yeah. So like, that's how the movie starts off, is that you see Mary Shelley in the afterlife. And she's just commenting like, well, I want to continue my story from Frankenstein, and we're going to delve into follow this young woman at this time period. We'll just call her Ida, because that is her actual real name. And so it's during the 30s. I love that time period, so they really do display it very well. It's not a musical, because like how Isaac was saying that, like, the dance sequence is not a musical or anything, but there are a few scenes, because those classic films of the time where it's like the tap dancing, which is where Jake Gyllenhaal he doesn't have like a big role, but he's just like this famous actor that Frank idolizes.
Yeah, and an integral role.
Yeah, I thought it does that pretty well. It does lead to a moment that took me out of it. Again, we'll get into like the flaws shortly. But yeah, I really love their dynamic. It's not like Frank is, his motive being that like he just wants to find that companion, which we do see that in typical Frankenstein stories. But it does turn into more of a Bonnie and Clyde-esque kind of relationship where they're on the run because like Frank ends up protecting the bride from, you know, a couple of these total creeps and he like massacres them.
Remember, SA is bad, people.
Exactly.
Ask for consent.
But yeah.
See our Pillion discussion.
Yeah, and then you have like these two detectives that are like chasing them down, trying to solve this crime. I really like I like their dynamic. Okay. What's his name? Peter Sarsgaard, Maggie Gyllenhaal's real life husband. I thought they were divorced, but anyways, that's besides the point. You could tell he's like this totally burnt out kind of cop. He's exhausted, and his secretary that Penelope Cruz plays is the more eager, trying to make a name for herself and law enforcement, which is dominated by men. So even like those moments where like she's trying to like kind of cut in and question things around the other cops, and they're like very dismissive of her. Yeah, they're like, "What? A woman?"
Yeah, like a little.
Well, we're in the 30s. Come on.
It's like a little hint of like Silence of the Lamb.
A little bit, yeah, but even more to the extreme, you know. Yeah, it's not a traditional story, so I feel like maybe some people might be confused by this movie.
Easily. Yeah,
but with you, like, I really enjoyed it for what it did, because like what I mentioned in my non-spoiler intro to this, I do appreciate when filmmakers try to do something different with these classic monsters. So,
and again, that's highlighted by Jessie Buckley being this like absolutely zany, unhinged character who, like, just 1930s talk is also really fun. But as an actress, she's so amazing in her ability to go from being a little touch of the old version of herself to, you know, talking in I guess Mary Shelley's voice.
Yeah, like because I guess that could be a little confusing, as that Mary Shelley possesses her, so she starts breaking out like this total British.
Well, she has this like these outbursts, but I think what scratched an itch in my brain the most is neurodivergent people would possibly call that like vocal stims, which like me and Elva do constantly. We're just like yelling out random things, and I
loved it.
I relate to you, the bride. You're so great, and just her performance is so fucking captivating, dude.
It really
like,
was great.
No matter what scene it was, whether it's like her alone or with anyone else, it's just so good. There's her the first time you see her dancing in the club. I love that like Frank isn't depicted as like a possessive kind of guy. He's like, I don't dance, you do your thing. Her dance moves are super awesome. I love that choreography. And he like lets her do her own thing. So, you know, it's compared to like the movie that we just talked about, Pillion, where it's like, it isn't about possession. It's about letting someone do their thing and letting them, you know, be themselves.
It's about the respect of that person just being themselves, respecting that.
Yeah. So the woman empowerment thing, that message is in there. There are moments where that theme is pretty prominent throughout, and then other little sequences that are thrown in like as just a quick add-in, and then kind of quickly sort of left alone, whether it be like that mobster storyline. Either that could have been cut out or sort of fleshed out a little more. But let's talk a little about the negatives, though, because that's then where I have a problem with this movie. As okay of the storyline as like the the detective storyline, Sarsgaard and Cruz, like as okay as it was, it just felt such like a separate movie. Now, I don't know if it was like intentionally padding or whatever, or they just couldn't find how do you flesh out a 2-hour movie with just like the bride and Frank. But it took me out because I'm like, no, you guys are giving me such great coupling, Bonnie and Clyde, Frankenstein, 1930s Chicago monster thing that is so interesting, and it's basically exactly what I was expecting and hoping this movie would be. That once they switched over to the detective thing, I go, what? I didn't see this in the trailer. What is this? I don't want this. You know, it was okay. It was fine. They're okay actors. But when you have two people who are so amazing, like Buckley and Bale, and then you switch over to this, I'm like, no, whatever. Give me all the good stuff. You know, I don't know. For me, it didn't feel like it like elevated the movie to where I wanted it to be.
I guess like, well, you know, we could talk about the negatives. Like there was like a moment where it did take me out of it was when they go to like that celebrity party where Jake Gyllenhaal's character is. And like the lead up to it was fine. Like where Frank goes up to him saying like, hey, I just want to say like, I'm a big fan. You know, you're dancing in the movies is like important to me. But then it kind of delves into Frank and the bride doing like this dance thing, which and all of a sudden like other random spectators start dancing in too. And I was like, you know, they didn't really explain like, so do they have like a power set where they can kind of manipulate other people, or is that like, or is that Mary Shelley doing it, or is this just like a thing that he's imagining in his head?
So if this were any other movie, I would have been like, what is this? I need to question it, you know, so crazily. But because of like how unhinged the rest of it was in regards to just like our creatures, our monsters, I didn't care. Like usually I'm one to really care, but I didn't care. And I was like grinning ear to ear, having so much fun. One, because it just was a fun dance sequence. And two, going back to it, the choreography was like amazing. It was so fun. It was a little bit of like the Wednesday Goo Goo Muck dance.
Yeah. And what is it? Julianne Hough. She's very big with like Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
She's the one that choreographed this.
Okay. Sick.
It's nice, right?
Yeah.
But that whole dancing sequence thing, I think it was perfect because if you kind of think back to like 1930s movies, there's always some kind of dance thing going on. And it fit with Jake Gyllenhaal's character being like an actor who's in these now talkies. And every once in a while would be a dance sequence. Like think back Gene Kelly and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like they're kind of giving that homage to that, but with monsters. And I love it because it's unhinged. And there's no need for a reason to have the dance thing. You just goes with the vibe. You go with the vibe. You go with the thing. And you're giving like these little homages with like within this decade, Bonnie and Clyde, Gene Kelly, and then was it Fred Armstrong? Is the other one that does dancing in the 30s or whatever? And so you're just having all these things, and it's just like the music is like, you know, you got like some classical, some punk rock kind of going on there.
Yeah, it's not exactly period accurate, but it just worked.
But you have that, and then you kind of just have to like look at the whole thing from an outside perspective to see the vision of like that one dance scene. I know I always defend like the little dance scenes or anything creative, but like I was not expecting that at all. Like besides the club thing in the beginning, but I'm just like, no, that's amazing.
I'll be entirely honest. Probably prior to like maybe a week or so ago, I maybe wouldn't have cared about the dance sequence. But you've been showing me more like dance related stuff and choreography, and I was like, you know what, it is pretty cool. And so like that stood out, and I wanted to have those moments where I would want to like tap you and go like, look at the thing. I'm like, but I don't want to disrupt the moment. And then we were just like, you know, drooling about it afterwards.
Yeah. Well, now that you put it that way, okay, that makes more sense. So I'll take back my criticism on that.
You were saying, and I was like, do not be the negative.
I'm saving your life.
I'm like, do not be the negative of the dance.
Well, no, like for real, Elva, like with you explaining it, okay, it does make more sense now. So I'll kindly take that back.
Anything else we want to say about it before we put a number on it?
No, if you're down to see a different telling of Frankenstein or a continuation, check it out. It's actually pretty good.
It's not an overall like, how do I put this? It's not a groundbreaking, amazing, fun movie, but like I said before, the strengths are really worth watching. I think worth watching in theaters. Unless you don't like those quirky things, you know, it might not be a film for you. But for me, I fucking loved it. So let's go ahead and put a number on this thing. With YHST Gets Fresh. Every other episode, me, Carlos, and Alva go back and forth and guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score, as well as giving our own personal rating on the aforementioned movies. And in this case, it's Pillion, The Bride, and Hoppers. From 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten, 16 and above being fresh. It's mine and Alva's turn on guessing these movie scores.
I get to be the judge. Well, not really, because these scores were already determined.
You had to say something there, though. I don't
he had to just be the one. Okay.
I have the power.
All right, calm down with your power. Okay.
All right. I'm still humbled by this, guys. So.
God, you give him a microphone.
So.
Leaving it in.
Oh my God, the tea kettle. Stop.
As Peter as Alexander Skarsgård said, I'm leaving it in.
Gee, thanks, buddy. Okay, so we'll start off with Hoppers. So we'll start with Elva.
Okay. I give that personally an 80. I'll go 89. Critics, I feel like might have given it like 83, and audience around 85.
Okay, Isaac.
Personally, I give it an 80%. I think critics are probably going to give it 85, and I think audience is 90%.
All right. So it did get high marks, but here's a first. Well, at least that I've noticed, where audiences and critics are at the same exact level.
Okay.
They gave it a 94%.
Not bad.
All right.
That's a
Yeah.
good.
So,
More
which
than
I
solid.
think it's fair. Like, again, solid film.
Yeah, I mean, when a movie does everything it's supposed to do, you're going to get those high praises.
Yeah.
So now we move on to The Bride.
Okay. So Bride, I give it a 93.
Okay.
I think critics might have given it a 79. And I think audience might have given it an 83.
Me personally, I loved it at 80%. You would think I would go higher, but those parts that I mentioned faulted. I think critics were going to be the ones that are going to be tough to please. They're giving it 70%, I'm guessing. And I think audiences, I don't think there's enough cool people. I think they're giving it a 65%.
So there's a little bit of a gap this time around. Critics gave this a 59 rotten score.
Oh, go fuck yourselves.
So yeah, they were not too pleased with this.
I could see where.
Audiences though were more kinder to it, 73%.
Okay.
So this does go in line with what I was saying. Like I think people might be a little mixed on this, but they still enjoyed it overall. Critics not so much.
They didn't enjoy it enough, though.
No. They didn't listen to Alva's point, what she was.
And
They didn't go into the future, listen to this podcast.
yeah, seriously.
All right, so now we go to Pillion.
95 all around. All three.
I feel like you got lazy on the
On all three.
All three. Let's go.
All right, easy.
I give it an 85%. I think critics give it an 88 and audience is a 70.
Alrighty, so this is where they're close to each other.
Okay.
Critics gave this an all-time high of 99%.
Whoa.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's out
Love it.
and that's out of 179
they're into.
reviews.
Yeah.
Now, audiences, I was really curious. They gave this a 90%.
Holy
Okay.
shit, really?
Yeah, so this movie got high marks from both, but critics gave it a bit more, but just 1% shy of a full 100.
Gosh, I was off the marks on that one.
So, and then I kind of commented to
Yeah.
both of you that I just wanted to read one bad review, and
Hit
this
me.
is from Rotten Tomatoes. It's not from what was it, the Redbox, or what is that other
Oh
website?
my God. Letterbox.
Letterbox.
Redbox.
Redbox is extinct now.
Redbox somewhere's like, finally somebody talking about me.
Someone? I hear it.
Deep cut reference. So this person gave it half a star rating out of 5. I am gay.
Half
and
star didn't come.
Okay. So this person wrote, I am gay and I thought it was the worst movie I have seen in a long time. Horrible writing with no emotion. I felt sorry for the actors. It was more like a bad porn.
Well, we know who's toxic. Fuck.
Yeah, I need more of a lisp on that.
It did not speak to their inner kinks.
Oh, yeah, because it's a,
Because they were expecting, oh my God, gay. They weren't expecting. And I think that's where that movie did great with it bringing awareness to that community.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No.
There you go. We put a number on them motherfuckers. And like I said before, we brought trivia back because everyone's back on the couch. So let's go
Trivia.
ahead and keep this going. Trivia. If you're not familiar, I'll see if I can remember the rules again. We are going 3 rounds, and we are starting with, who do you remember who we're starting with? Well, we'll give it to Carlos. All right, me and Carlos are starting first. And we are guessing a movie title based upon 5 clues, and those clues specifically are actors. If you guess it on the first clue, that's a total of 5 points, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 if you don't guess it. Did I miss anything? Did I get it right?
I think you got it right.
All right. Phew. Okay. Elva, hit us with the first one.
4 or 5 points.
All right, Carlos, you're taking a hit at this. Go.
All right.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. I was trying to be intense.
Okay, you messed me up now. How dare you? Dina Manoff.
Dina Manoff?
Yeah.
Okay. Starship Troopers?
No.
Okay.
Again, you scare me with these like competent guesses. Adina Manoff. Sounds like Adina Menzel. I'm going to say Frozen.
No.
I feel like an idiot.
Wow. Really,
Four,
Isaac?
4 points.
It's hard to think of movies.
Chris Sarandon.
Child's Play?
Ding, 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 ding.
No shit.
Hey.
Hold on.
Buttons.
Damn buttons.
Who the hell are those two people? What do they play in that?
Mike Norris
The detective.
and Maggie Peterson.
Shit, man. Did you just know that based off of that?
I know. I've only seen him in a couple live action roles.
Oh, nicely fucking done. Okay, that means I'm out, and then now it's Carlos v. Elva. First clue. This one goes to Carlos. Gilbert R. Hill.
No guess.
Elva. Sorry, those for Carlos, not for you, preemptively.
No, go right ahead. No guess.
Wow, like yeah, it's rigged against her.
Right? What isn't?
Women. For 4 points, Jonathan Banks.
Jonathan Banks.
Jonathan Banks. I know who it is, but I got no guess.
You got mail? I don't know. I'm just going to guess.
I think you were ready for her to give you the wrong answer.
No, just a goddamn. I'm trying not to yell out. I know
Yeah.
Eric loves it. I know
Sure,
Eric
sure.
loves it.
Blame
I'm
the
sorry.
buttons.
Always the buttons.
Serenity now, insanity later. For 3 points, John Ashton.
Damn it.
I'm mad at Elva for not guessing.
I
this.
know it.
The
Yeah.
butterfly effect.
Goonies.
I said I specifically pronounced Ashton.
Not Sean Astin.
Damn it.
So
Damn,
I am
Elva.
extra mad at you for not guessing it.
I tried, I guessed, but wrong movie.
Okay.
For 2 points.
Okay.
Judge Reinhold.
I got nothing.
Wow, man.
Damn,
Elva?
fuck y'all. No, thank you.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
You should know this.
I should?
You should
I?
know- yep.
Give me the fucking characters' names. I got it.
Okay, yeah. I'm scooching further away from you. And for 1 point, Eddie Murphy.
Coming to America.
Shrek.
Oh my God. The answer was Beverly Hill Cops, which is a movie that we broke down and covered so many episodes ago.
Hey, my bad. I don't have the names of the characters. I'm going off their actual
We
names.
spent time with it.
I haven't
And
seen
Carlos.
that. I haven't
No
seen
shit,
that.
really?
I
Oh,
have not.
boy. All right, well,
Maybe we should redo that episode.
Hey, we might. Fuck. All right, that means it is.
Back to you guys. I read.
Yep.
All right.
All right. For 5 points. That was horrible. Oh my God.
And this is the final round. Okay.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
No.
Oh, now it goes. Yuki Tsunada. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
No. For 4 points. Tony Goldwyn.
Letters from Iwo Jima.
No.
Big Trouble, Little China?
I feel no. Like you're not even trying.
What?
For 3 points. Timothy Spall.
I figured it out.
Yep.
The Last Samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was
you
going to
guys-
say Last Samurai.
Can you guys get me to the second one? Ken Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce the second one?
Can you give me characters' names instead of their names?
It's the game. God. Anyways. Wrong one. There, that was trivia. It's splitting up podcasts.
Good
Every day
God.
at a time. Anything else you want to say about anything else?
No, again, drastically different movies. Go check them out. Well, one of them if you're brave enough to. Pillion.
No. Just check them all out.
Pillion, probably stream that one at home. Because if you're going to go see it by yourself, it's just an
And be
awkward.
judged at secretly.
And then, like, as far as theater experiences, Hoppers and the Bride, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we saw both those in what? Dolby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it should be. As the good Lord intended it. All right, we made it through another episode of You Haven't Seen the
Riley's
Podcast.
tried. Hey, girl.
Again, follow us on social media. If you go see those movies, let us know what you thought about them down in the comments and DMs at
Why Trusty Pod.
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we post all of our bite-sized video spoiler-free reviews and some news bits. If you want to support us, do that on Venmo at.
Why Trusty Pod.
And thank you guys for listening. It's fun doing this. Again, stay tuned for our Oscar-filled episode next week. week. I know I got a bonus episode I got to edit where our friend Eric jumped on. So sorry, Eric, I haven't had that done, and we'll get it done when you listen to his top 25 movies. But in the meantime, let us know what your what's my outro?
Let us know what movies are on your list.
Thank you. I blanked out so hard.
That people have you asked.
Good question. You haven't seen that. I'm so scared. Fuck. Jesus Christ. What's happening to me? I'm fucking
You
losing
and
my
mine.
mind. Losing my mind. Is this what the bride felt like when she got revived?
3 times the sense.
Leaving it in.
Latest.